Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Chris, and welcome back to the Big Brother podcast with my good friend Gocubs711.
Hello, I'm a busty woman. Would you like to meet my daughter?
God fucking damn it. God damn it. Um, that's a long story. Not really. Just someone on Skype messaged me one day with that message, and I was just like, who the fuck is this? And then it was like a contact request. I was kind of like, fuck that. Then I said something kind of dirty, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So, welcome back to the Big Brother podcast. It's now going to be week 3 as of tomorrow, or when you guys see this, it'll probably be later on tonight. Yes.
I'm not
So,
going to be in my hometown tomorrow. I'm going to my grandparents' house.
so you're going to miss out on all the fun.
Probably.
Because this week has been, I think, not as good as week 1, but easily better than week 2
Yeah.
thus far. Like, you haven't seen it yet, but it's fantastic. So we're gonna talk about this past week though, because it was kind of like it wasn't like amazing as week 1, but it was pretty intense at the same time, and it was fun to watch. So when we last left off, Becky and Shelly one head of household, and they each had their own targets. Becky really wanted to target Audrey, backdoor Audrey, get her out, and not knowing that Shelly actually wanted to target Devon instead of Audrey. So I don't know. I felt like it would have been just so much better. It could have just been easy head of household, just get Audrey out. But I guess Shelly and Clay are worried about their own ass getting like thrown under the bus by Devon. I have no idea. But that kind of was sucky. Oh well. But one thing I really found interesting was that they did end up showing on that Sunday episode when we had the nominations in Battle of the Block, the whole like blow up that
Yes.
Audrey and Devon had in the Have Not room, which was easily like one of the best fights that I've seen in a while, because it was everyone like people.
Fight.
Yeah, it was like the best like few seasons. Like we've had like a good share of fights every once in a while, but to have like a 2v1 like that was, and like have like everyone else just sitting there kind of like on going up against Audrey as well, it was really interesting and a lot of like really funny in my opinion, because it was just like she's finally getting called out on all of her bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you get to the nominations, and poor Steve and John get put up again. Becky ends up nominating Jason and Steve, which was my prediction.
Yeah, it was.
Was my prediction, and Shelly ends up nominating Devon and John. So Shelly decided not to backdoor Devon. She decided to put her up right off the bat.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I kind of think that maybe Becky thought that Shelly was on board for backdooring Audrey because she didn't put Audrey up.
Right, exactly. So, in plus, like, she didn't realize, or Becky didn't realize that Devon was gonna be the target this week. So she just thought, oh yeah, Devon's just another pawn because you can't win competitions and whatever it is. Now, Devon basically like knew going into that nomination ceremony that she was gonna end up being put up, because she knew she had the beef with Clay last week.
Right.
And so it was just a matter of time before things hit the fan. So one thing I do want to mention, because they didn't really mention it in the actual episode, was that they only had a good 3 hours to decide their nominations, and then they did a late night nomination. And then at 5 a.m. the next day, they all woke up and did the Battle of the Block.
Yeah.
So it was literally like not even 12 hours after. No, actually, no, it was exactly 12 hours, because 5 a.m. for them would have been like 8 a.m. for me, and then 7 a.m. for you. So that's when we usually watch Big Brother. So it literally was like 12 hours that everything was decided for Sunday's episode. So there wasn't really a lot of content there. But I gotta say, love the B.O.B. Love the B.O.B. challenge. It was a really good challenge.
It's very unique.
Yeah, these challenges have been kick-ass this season.
Yeah, no, I've really been enjoying them. They need to do more like this.
Yeah, because usually Big Brother they have a tendency to repeat competitions, and you kind of see it. You kind of see sometimes like, oh yeah, like
Very first challenge was one they've done before.
right, exactly, and then like the head of household on Thursday's episode was the one with the beer pong, but they have
Yeah.
done something similar to that before when they've had to roll the ball down into uh the cups, and I think that was the veto competition. That was a veto competition, and that
Yeah, I think so.
Victoria won that one last season.
Mm,
Funny
it was
stuff.
half luck.
It was complete luck because fucking
Yeah.
Caleb decided not to fucking take the veto like an idiot. Um, so, but no, I'm very happy that they're thinking of these new challenges. I think the addition of like just moving around cameras, it's obviously was difficult because they were so close to each other, but obviously because they were in one shirt. But uh, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fun to watch.
That's a website, one shirt.
One shirt,
Go
one
visit
shirt.
it. They sell Game Grumps stuff.
Really, I
Yeah.
had no idea. So John was told by Shelley to throw the competition. And Becky kind of knew that John was going to do that, and she really didn't mind because as far as she was concerned, Shelley was going to nominate Audrey.
Yeah.
So John threw the competition, although Devon had such a bad strategy that it was
It really didn't matter.
It really didn't
And
matter.
all throughout like the episode, Devon was like, "Man, John really didn't pull his weight. He's an awful like person, kind of for doing so." Well, your strategy was just absolute garbage.
Yeah, pretty much. It was absolutely bad. It was just
There was no way that you were going to win doing that, Devon.
yeah. Well, like immediately right out the gate, like Steve and Jason, they were just like, okay.
Yeah, and those two like work together surprisingly well.
Yeah, I was surprised too, especially since like Jason's like kind of annoyed at Steve, and like Steve's not even
Yeah.
that close with like anyone. So it was good to see them work together.
Boner.
Yeah, so,
But he has
unfortunately,
won 2 challenges now.
that's true. But with Jason, Jason and Steve, their strategy was okay. Let's turn on all the cameras first, and then worry about
I thought it was turn on 2 at a time. Jason.
or two at a time. Yeah, like turn on the
Yeah.
cameras ahead of
Devon
time.
was turn on all the cameras.
Oh, that's right. That's right. To turn on.
That's why it was so bad.
Yeah, because it was just like, why are you wasting your time turning on all the cameras, and then not fucking worrying about what's actually you have to point at and stuff. It was bad. But yeah, it was a really good strategy on their part. Jason Stevens winning. Becky was dethroned. She was no longer in power. She was in powder. And then big brother
can I say
puns.
something about Audrey?
Sure.
Whenever she hosts challenges, she has the like blankest expression possible, and like very little inflection when she's like, you won the veto or something like that. It's just really annoying.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't know.
yeah.
I feel like she put more energy.
Yeah, no, I agree. She doesn't really like have that much of a personality. She's like really just scheming 24/7. And like I don't think I've watched the live feeds for like I don't know how long, like 2-3 weeks now. I have yet to see her talk anything but game, and like I've yet to really see her inflection change at all. Like I rarely see her smile, and then like
That's sad.
and then like whenever I see her cry, like I know she's like faking it. Like it's like so obvious. Like she's stone cold killer. That's what I gotta say. So the video comp then ends up coming up. And the people that are competing in that are Shelly, Devon, John, Meg, Steve, and Clay. Now today I actually was on Twitter, and this is not gonna be too much of a spoiler, but the throned head of household was chosen as a veto competition contestant for this week, and so I tweeted out, so that means that every week that we've seen the throned head of household compete in the veto competition. I didn't realize that Becky didn't compete in this one. And then I ended up getting like I got like 3 retweets, 6 favorites, and like so many people, like even like the major like websites that follow Big Brother, like they retweeted me, and I was just kind of like, guys, I had the wrong information. I just kept the tweet up because I was just kind of like, all right, whatever. But like, But like only
What's
like
up, Chris?
yeah, like only one person like commented like they had Becky question mark, and I was just kind of like, oh wait, I thought Becky competed and not Meg. I could,
God damn it, Chris.
well, like all three, like Meg, Becky, and Jackie, they're so irrelevant.
You're not wrong, but
So like I don't know the difference. I think what I was thinking about was that it was the head of household competition, because all these competitions were very similar to each other.
yeah.
So I'm guessing it was because I don't know. It was I pictured her doing it. All right. Well, thanks, Gocubs. It means the world to me. Another good competition though that they did for the veto competition. Um, the veto competition I actually really enjoyed as well. I think they've done something similar to this in the past as well, but
It's the veto again.
it was Kathy Griffin's intern. She had to bring her
Oh
items
yeah, that.
in the elevator. Yeah, I thought that was a really fun competition, and like they got to like look.
Unique.
It was unique and fun, and I really enjoyed the fact that John decided right out of the gate just to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna pick Devon, and then like kick her ass. And Devon just like, bitch, are you fucking?
Yeah.
Like she was so angry.
I like John. He's cool.
I've learned to love John. Like before in the preseason, I was just like, oh Jesus Christ.
This guy's not gonna be fun to deal with, but now he is.
Yeah, he has a really good personality. It always ends up like that. It always ends up like the
Yeah.
people that we
It's
like.
like Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. Like the people that we like in the preseason end up being the ones that we hate. Cough, cough, Shireen. And then the ones that we hate in like the preseason, and when the season starts, we actually start liking them. Cough, cough, Tyler. So that was it's interesting.
Yeah, you got something in your throat there.
I'm sorry. I have to let me get it out. Cough, 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 cough,
There you
cough.
go, it's
Okay,
out.
all right, awesome.
Stop
God damn it! Oh me, Gocubs. We didn't forget the theme song.
now. What? Oh fuck. Okay. I'll do better in the future.
It's okay. Maybe pull it up. Just like pull it up and like just
You
in the
want to
middle
play
of
it
it.
again?
No, it's alright. Oh, I mean if you want, but I like in the like just in the middle of me talking, just plays.
All right.
But then yeah, so then John ends up winning. John ends up winning the whole veto, so that was fun. And then like I was really happy for John because the fact that he gets to pull himself down and like not have to do anything else that the week, it was pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
I was happy about for him.
And then afterwards, Clay and Shelly approach him. He's like, "Hey, bro, don't use your veto."
I great editing on Big Brother's part because it was just like, if you at all feel uncomfortable, cut to John in the DR room. No.
No. Yeah.
What are you?
You feel comfortable doing this? No.
No. Are you kidding? And then he was just like, listen, guys. Like he was nice about it. He was just like, guys, listen, you guys will have to pick someone else because I'm not taking myself off the block.
Good on John for like standing up to them though, because they kind of seem like that they think that they can run the game.
Yeah.
But
It,
John's still a person.
and like it really did feel like it was like a co-head of household. It really did feel like it.
Yeah.
And like they were like just gaining up on him, like we the heads of the house, you better fucking not use the veto, and like it's just like no.
Yeah.
But what I found like really interesting was just like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and maybe think about nominating Liz right when we just found out who the twins were.
Yeah.
We now fucking have to get them out now. But they're like, okay, so yeah, we're gonna nominate you, Liz. And Liz was just like, oh fuck no. Well, no, she was like, okay, and behind, like back in the bedroom, she's like, oh fuck no. And then Austin's like, okay, we're gonna give them some information. And with the help of like Audrey, they kind of were like, listen, why not nominate someone that's on Devon's side of the house, like with like that are good friends with her, like someone like James or Meg, possibly. And people were saying like, oh yeah, maybe we could do Meg, and nominate her. And then Clay got into some shit with Audrey while they were in the bedroom and like. Not kinky, but
Right.
like they were Audrey and Clay.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Clay was just like, or Audrey was like kind of spewing lies again, and Clay was just kind of like, you know what, shut up, and like he kind of ran upstairs and ran right up to his lover, and he was just like, baby, Audrey's being a doo doo head, and he's being mean, or she's being mean. Jeez, man, I just offended trans everywhere.
Keep going.
God damn it.
Keep going. You're on a roll.
But so then, anyways, so there now it's like, okay, who do we nominate? Audrey, Liz, or Meg? And I'm kind of like at this point, I'm like, please just nominate Audrey. How hard is this shit? Jeez. And then veto ceremony comes around. Yeah, we're just gonna put up Meg. God damn it, guys.
You didn't say that John won the veto.
I did say.
You did.
Yeah, because we then we went on the whole
ceremony, not the challenge. My bad. I'm
yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
We already talked about that.
Yeah, we're speaking of being on a roll. So Devon and Meg are now on the block, and like Devon's like pissed. She's just like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep on fighting, but damn, these people are bitches. So Devon has probably the best luck on the face of the planet.
Yes.
From this point forward. So first, finally, I completely forgot about this when the actual episode aired, but then all of a sudden I saw the like a telephone booth appears in the house, and it's God, you fucking did.
I picked the right time.
Perfect. All right. So the phone booth the phone booth appears. Get damn. You have to send that to me. And the like everyone is like, okay, well then I guess we'll all just go in at some point. And I thought like they all kind of stood in a line and they were like each went in at a time. No, they actually were like all just hanging out in like the living room or dining room doing their own shit. And then like whenever they felt like they wanted to go into the phone booth, they could. So it makes you think, you know, Devon all of a sudden had this feeling in her heart that she wanted to go into the phone booth at number 7 because it's a lucky number.
Yep.
Now, you can say a lot of things like, you know, she's a poker dealer, you know, there's the lucky sevens, or like with like gambling and stuff and like jackpot, whatever it is. But you could also argue that it could have been like production manipulation when they go into like diary room and like they could be like, oh yeah, so 7, and then like they have Tourette syndrome or something. But you could argue either or, but Devon ended up going in at number 7 and getting the last laugh, which pisses Clay off because he's a wuss.
Yep.
And
I wanted to be number 7.
Clay, I fucking hate Clay. I can't. He's such a complainer. Like, because like literally all you have to do is put on the whining voice, and it's like yeah, he's doing is whining,
Yep.
to Shelly. So she gets the last laugh. We don't know yet who she chooses as the people to not vote against her, or to just not vote in general. But essentially, the next thing that works out in her favor is that she starts to discover that Liz changes every once in a while. How she, and this kind of pissed me off, like how one's fat, one's skinny, which is really just no. Don't say that. That's really dumb.
The one that I could that was kind of pretty obvious was the tan versus not as tan.
Yeah, The tan is not as tan. And I feel like sometimes you could see the difference in the eyes, or just facial structure at times. And people have like they're like starting to notice like the little things, like the birthmark, like on her back or something like that, or so, just some weird shit that they're noticing. Um, and so she starts catching on to that, and then she tells Jason, and now I like this. I don't know how much. I forget how much of this was shown, but Jason then basically goes around and tells a lot of the people in the house. So much
they
so,
all like crowded around the screen.
yeah, and
everyone knew
except for Liz and Audrey.
And well, no one cares about Audrey.
Yeah, and so then Devon decides to act like a victim essentially, or like act like she's outside of this whole thing, and she goes up to Liz being like, listen, all these people think that you're a twin. And to be honest with you, like, so I don't know if you agree, but I felt like that was a good strategy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I thought that was good, because I just like in the broad side of things, like how you know that some of these people, with how like big their heads could get, they'll say that they discovered the fucking twin twist. So you know for a fact that that's gonna happen, and then like you're not gonna get people to admit to you who discovered the twin twist until it's actually confirmed to everyone that you are actually a twin. So I think that Devon used that perfectly to try to get Liz to go on their side. And it was
unfortunately.
Yeah, well, then we get to eviction, and she decides to get rid of Jeff, Jackie, and Becky, and a lot of people were like, "Why not Clay?" But then I read in an interview, spoiler, after she was evicted, that she decided that like if she did stay in the house, she didn't want it to be obvious that it was her that decided that had the power. So
that's fair.
So like Jackie, Jeff, and Becky, she felt like we're gonna vote her out, but they aren't like obvious ones to take out. So, and so the vote happens, and by a vote of 7-2, poor Devon
that one couldn't say for quite yet.
Gone. Devon, rest in peace. Audrey once again votes against the house and votes to keep Devon. She's voted to keep both of her enemies thus far.
Fucking dumbass.
And then Jason also obviously voted to get out Meg, because Jason's much closer with Devon. So 7-2, Devon's out, and she was so happy to find out that she was right about the twin twist regarding Liz and them. And I felt bad. I actually kind of liked Devon near the end, but it was smart of everyone not to get rid of Devon, because I felt like she was really smart in the game. Obviously, she's discovered things that most people haven't discovered yet, and she
also doesn't have that good of chemistry with the rest of the house.
Exactly. So you might as well just get rid of her at that point. So I was on board with Devon being evicted at the end of the day, even though I did like enjoy Devon's like diary rooms and just like how she played the game. I thought was interesting, although there was times where I felt like she just fought too much. It was kind of like, okay, we got you.
Enough.
So Mr. Go Cubs, what happens with the takeover?
Well, with the takeover, Gronk comes out and he's like, "Hey guys, I love to party, and because I love to party, there's gonna be no have-nots. We're gonna play a party game."
I love the fact that they're
party.
I'm pretty sure Gronk had no idea what show he was on, and they just gave him like a script to read to memorize.
He probably didn't even have to memorize it. They're probably cue cards.
Probably, that's true. But I could just totally picture just Gronk not knowing what the fuck was going on that entire time. But no, I'm really excited for Gronk to be on. He's honestly one of my favorite players. That's not on a team that I like. So
Gronk's cool. He was good to me in fantasy football.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. He was voted number 10 on the top 100 NFL players. He's pretty good. He's pretty freaking good. So they end up doing the head of household competition. Shelly sits out, and it's like we mentioned earlier. It was kind of like a beer pong thing when they had to launch the ball on this from this ramp and get them into a lot of the cups. They really were bad at it.
Yeah.
Like really bad.
I probably wouldn't have been able to get the timing down either.
No,
Like it's difficult.
but here's the thing, though. They actually with some of these competitions they give the house guests time to practice it.
They do.
So like they do like a small setup like the day before, just to give them an idea of what they could expect.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So I would just assume that maybe if you actually practiced that you could get it, but I guess not.
No.
Some of them did though. To be exact, Austin ended up doing the best out of everyone, so he ended up getting the head of household. But there was a three-way tie between Vanessa, Liz, and James, and at this point I was kind of like, okay, well, if Vanessa or Liz win, it's gonna work out perfect for Austin because that's his alliance. If James wins, who knows what's gonna happen? But it turns out Vanessa wins, and it's gonna be Vanessa and Austin that get the head of household, and that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm legitimately looking forward to it because those are two contestants that haven't done too much except for James, obviously, or not James, Austin.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of influence, but
yeah, well, like I feel like with Vanessa, yeah, she's been kind of playing on the low radar, but she seems like she knows this game pretty well. That's why she's my pick to win because I feel like she knows what's happening, but she's been playing under the radar. Austin, on the other hand, is just a character. I cannot wait to see Judas come out. And
yeah, I've been waiting for that.
Well, every eviction he votes with Judas.
Right.
But
not really.
But he hasn't been able to really pull any moves, so now he gets to play as Judas during the nomination ceremony, and if he stays head of household for the veto ceremony, it's gonna be fun.
Yep.
It's gonna be lots of fun. All right, so just real quick, a few live feed stuff that I do want to mention. They did. Austin and Jeff decided to do a late night talk show, which was apparently really, really shitty. I was not around to watch it, but like it was like a late night talk show on, like, in the house. Like they decided like during like after the Big Brother after dark thing, that's on for like 3 hours. They decided to do like a late night talk show, and that was I didn't really see it, but I just heard that people fucking hated it, and then like the next day, apparently, like, Austin came out of the DR and was like, so they just told me that America loved our talk show, and everyone was just like, what the fuck? and they're like, yeah, we'll keep doing it. And we're just like, no, please, no. And like, and then someone on Twitter was just kind of like, oh, well, they did say that Battle of the Block was a fan favorite, so. Anyways, and then the next thing, which I think is probably more news than anything, was that Jeff got called out by TMZ. So this is going to be an interesting one. So I didn't read the whole article, but as far as I'm concerned, TMZ decided to write an article on Jeff because he was lying in a bed next to Liz, and apparently it appeared as if he decided to touch Liz, like, on her back, like, just, like, was trying to, like, be sexual with her, and then at the same time, there was, like, this jerking motion under the bed blankets, so it looked like he was, like, masturbating on her.
Okay.
And TMZ thought that was news. Or just thought that actually was a thing that was happening for whatever reason.
I don't think that is something that happened. I mean, like, if it did, then Jeff, but I doubt it did.
Well, first of all, Jeff is a pig. I mean, okay. on the live feeds he is. But as far as everyone that watches the live feeds are sure, it's not. It was just a bullshit article by TMZ. And like TMZ, they never they edited it afterwards. They're just kind of like, oh, update at 9:23 p.m. So we looked at it from another angle. It looked like it didn't really. He was just kind of like removing a spot off of her fucking shirt, and then maybe the jerky motion was just him itching his leg. So yeah, it was just like, okay, fucking TMZ, TMZ. I fucking hate them so much. And then, like, pretty much everyone in the house hates Jeff because he's, like, a sexist pig. Same with Austin. And then, like, people are like, oh, yeah, the only good guy in the house is John in terms of not being, like, weird or gross. But anyways, that was just a really strange thing that happened with TMZ.
Yeah.
So, are you ready for the predictions?
I would be if I had them.
All right. Well, I'll start then at least to help you out. So I have to scroll up to the nominations that I gave you a few nights ago.
I can't believe I forgot to do that. I'm sorry.
It is totally okay. So I believe that Mr. Austin. Let me get him on the screen.
Oh no,
Austin.
I did give them. Okay.
Okay. Austin decides.
Oh, that's yours. Never mind. Fuck. Sorry. Keep going.
That he's gonna nominate Steve because Steve is always a target, and where is it? John. So Steve and John, we're gonna go up together, and then Vanessa would nominate the pair of I don't have all right, Jeff and Jackie. Quick. Yeah, them. Okay. Yep. So then, for the Battle of the Block, Jeff and Jackie, them, win Battle of the Block, and Steve and John have to remain. Austin is still head of household. So then, out of nowhere, I believe that Jiz, otherwise known as Liz and Julia,
don't need to. You didn't need to say that again.
Out of nowhere, Jiz decides to win the veto competition. So, that person. And then, and she's gonna end up saving John. And then, once again, I believe that Audrey will finally go on the block and leave this fucking house. Please. And thank you. Alright, Go Cubs, what about you?
Alright, I'm going to say that Austin nominates Audrey and James.
Okay.
I know I'm putting my winner on there, but...
It's okay.
Audrey and James. Vanessa nominates Jason and John.
Jason and John. Okay.
And then Jason and John end up winning.
Jason and John end up winning it. Okay.
James wins the veto. Audrey goes home.
James wins the veto. Who would go up next to Audrey?
Steve.
Because Steve is the one that just gets fucked over by everyone.
Yep.
Alright. Well, that's that. And we have no idea. What do you think Gronk is going to throw at the Big Brother people? Because I have no idea. Football. People were making jokes saying, like, okay, the veto competition will be for contestants to try to deflate footballs.
That was Brady, not Gronk.
I know. People just associate anyone on the Patriots as cheaters, so whatevs, whatever.
I would like to mention that as of recording this, it is 7-11, and that is my day, because I am Gocubs711.
Oh yes, happy 7-11, happy Free Slurpee Day, and happy Gocubs711 Day to everyone out there.
Not a single video yet.
It's alright. It's alright. It's okay, but that's alright. Because you know what? We'll just celebrate you in spirit. We don't need to put out any videos. People just know, oh, 7-11, it's Go Cubs. What would you do if, like, all of a sudden you just drove by a 7-Eleven and your face was just, like, hanging over the entire store? Like, how would you react to that?
I would, you know the scene at the end of Planet of the Apes where he, like, finds the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
That.
either, but I know exactly what scene you're talking about. I know exactly what scene. Alright. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next week for our Friday or Saturday or Sunday or whatever for Big Brother podcast. And hopefully Audrey will finally fucking be out of this house.